What's up, yo? I'm back with another video, and today's another kind of like a story type of video, a story time type of video. And judging by the title, you guys already read it. So it's the secrets of a family restaurant. And I do have to say, viewer discretion is advised all over this video. If you're really squeamish about certain things such as rotten food, sexual assault, sexual harassment, I'd click off this video if I were you guys. But starting off, I do have to say that this video, piece of paper in the way, this video came to mind when I was watching I think it was Kitchen Nightmares. I was watching Kitchen Nightmares, and it just made me think about the time I worked at this restaurant. And even in some of my vlogs, I think you guys have seen me after work, where I vlog a little in my car after I just got back from work. And yeah, starting off, I heard about the job through my sister because she had worked there, and she was working, like the drive-through cashier area and stuff like that. I don't want to give too many details about this restaurant or even the name of this restaurant because I just don't want to get in trouble with the place. I'm not really, I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know the law regarding this kind of situation like that. So I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not gonna say the name of the restaurant. I'm gonna do my best to kind of not describe the restaurant in full detail so that people don't figure out what restaurant I'm talking about. But what I will say is that this is a Mexican restaurant. Note that all Mexican restaurants aren't like this. A Mexican restaurant will only get like this, or any other restaurant will get like that, if the owner is fucking up too. Not just the managers, but the owner too, and he's letting it happen. That's the only way it gets like this. So moving forward, I heard about some things before I got the job through my sister. I heard about how toxic the work environment is, and she even told me not to get wrapped up into any of the drama there. And I was like, okay, cool, that's not really an issue for me. I'm just gonna be there for work. I'm just there to do my job and leave, pick up a check and leave. And she did tell me about some people having an affair. People who are married and they are having affairs with their significant other, but with each other, with their partners. They're cheating on their partners with each other in this restaurant. And even the owner's not even safe here either. Also, don't mind that guy. He's just there for whatever. The owner's even in on this too, because he's cheating on his wife, like right now, with one of his female bartenders. My eye's kind of loopy. He's cheating on his wife right now, as we speak. I think even before I quit and before I got hired, apparently he had an affair with his wife with one of his female bartenders, and I think like another waitress at his other restaurant. I can't give out that guy's name. I can't. Anyways, my first day training, I met this assistant manager. There's two assistant managers and one main manager. The assistant manager was this guy. He was like 50. He was kind of bald. He was kind of fat. And the other manager was like another girl. She was like almost 30. And she was, I don't know, she was weird. She just had that weird vibe. And the main manager was like another 30-year-old. And she was super she was like a boss, type of, I got a boss type of vibe from her. And she was really good at her job, but she was mean. She was mean to everyone else except me, which was cool. But anyways, my first day, I come in, I meet this guy, and I'm like, hey, what am I gonna be doing? He's like, okay, so you're gonna be doing this. You're gonna sweep that. You're gonna clean the windows from all the doors. You're gonna come back and clean up the tables a little, you know, make sure that they're, you know, looking nice. You're gonna clean up the counter area. You're gonna clean up the chip area. You know, there's a water area over here. Clean that up too. I was like, all right, cool. You know, this is my first day on the job. I gotta do what I gotta do. He's like, sweep up all the leaves that are coming in through the door. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do that. And I get an apron on. You know, from my sister. She's like, here, you're gonna need that. And I was like, all right, cool. Thank you. She's like, all right, yeah. She's like, yeah, just do your job. And I was all right. And she did tell me that this restaurant is fast paced, so you gotta be fast at all times. You know, there are some times where it's just slow and you can just take your time, but you do have to be fast. And you know, I did what I was told to do that first day. I did sweep all the leaves out. I did sweep the floor, trash off the floor, clean the tables, clean the windows. You know, I did everything that guy told me to do because it was my first day, you know, and I really needed a job and I was willing to do anything. And he's like, we have another guy coming in that's in your position. He's a buster too. He's been here for like a year. He's like, he's gonna come in and train you to do his job. And I was like, all right, cool, you know, that sounds good. So in the meantime, he had me take out the trash. He told me where some things were and all that. Finally, the guy showed up. The guy's like a year younger than me, or 2 years younger than me. Either way, you know, I did have some work experience in high school where I did work in the cafeteria, and a little bit, some other little things before that, and then some other little things after that. I think the statutes of limitations are up. I did sell carts after high school. Don't do that. Don't do what I did. I was also like a little bit of a security guard after high school before getting this job. You know, I did work as, I did a little bit of security and valet for my aunt's food events where they would go to parties and I had to be outside in the cold, in the rain, telling people where to park and all that. If there was any issue in the venue itself, I would have to go in there and kick the person out. And I liked that job. It was really fun, but I didn't get paid that well. So, anyways, so he came in, trained me, and you know, after that, I got the hang of it after a whole week. I think it was like my third day I had it down, but I was still a little nervous. I had this feeling, like this nervous feeling inside of me. I don't know what it was. I think it was because it was a brand new job, and you know, I don't know. But I always had this weird feeling in my stomach, like I was always nervous, and I was like, why am I nervous? Like, this is just a job. It's just a restaurant. But you know, whatever. And I was told how to hold like a whole, you know, a tray of water. At one point, I did hold a tray of 16 waters. That sounds like nothing, but you gotta understand, I walk fast. I was taught how to walk fast while holding a tray of 16 or 10 waters, or 12 waters at least, because they were in mason jars. Mason jars are a little heavier than regular other like glass cups. Mason jars, they're a little thick and they're kind of hard to break, and when they get filled with water and ice, it gets a little heavy. So after holding like 15 or so in one tray with one hand, and there's like a certain way you gotta walk, and I got the hang of it really easy, and it was just easy. It was a really easy job. You know, this job barely had me sweating. The only time it had me sweating was like during events when I had to like walk here and there and that, but that was it. You know, this job was super easy, and man, it was just super easy. You couldn't really, it was hard to not, you know, it was hard to fuck up in that job. But sometimes you did have mistakes, but it was alright. Like nothing too bad. But you know, after like a month or so, the assistant manager, the guy that had me do all this work and shit in my first day, he started getting comfortable with me. So when he got comfortable with me, he started telling me some things that I didn't really want to know. I didn't want to know. He went into detail about like some female customers and like their body parts and the things that he would do to them. He's like, oh man, if she was in my bed, I'd do this to her, or I'd do that to her. Or even with like one of our female coworkers. Apparently a year before I came in, he had gotten into some trouble with a minor, or I don't know if it was a minor or an adult waitress, where he showed her porn. He showed her porn on his phone, and she reported that to the main manager, and he got in trouble for that. So he kind of, you know, has this sexual harassment type of thing. He wasn't fired. He did kind of get in trouble for it, and the girl did quit a little bit after that, but nothing happened to him. All he did was get a slap on the wrist. And, you know, here I am, and he's talking about what he would do. And it was nasty, dude. We had like this coworker apparently had a thing for her, and he would talk about her body, and he would also talk about where he would put it, if you know what I mean. He's like, oh, you know, and that's not okay. You can't be doing that. It was just, it made me mad. Like, I didn't like this guy, and especially like when I didn't have a car at the time, so I was kind of getting picked up and dropped off by my mom. So I didn't want this guy looking at my mom in any way. I wanted to punch him so bad, dude. You ever want to punch someone just because they're saying some dumb shit, and you don't want that dumb shit to get to you? Or like, you don't want someone saying some dumb shit about your mom or whatever? It was kind of like that. But it was also just disrespectful, and I didn't like that shit. It was just disgusting. All the sexual remarks and comments, it was nasty. Ugh, man, you know, it was just gross. But, you know, even the owner wasn't innocent either. He would do the same thing. He would talk about some female coworkers and female customers and talk about their bodies with that same manager too. I mean, it was just nasty as shit. But the owner, he was nice. He was nice though. He was nice. But his kids, dude, his kids are spoiled. Like, he has a daughter, I think around 22. She has an apartment and a car bought by her dad, and each time she would come to the restaurant, she wouldn't pay, obviously. You know, she gets free food. She wouldn't even tip either. The owner would have to come in and tip for her, and she would laugh at us. She would make a big ass mess on purpose just for us to clean it up, and she would laugh at us for not having like a brand new car or having to work there. She's like, you guys are working for my dad. And I was like, dude, it's a fucking restaurant. It's not the White House, you know. And it didn't really make me mad because I knew that she was eventually gonna crash in the future, and I hope she does, obviously, you know, because like, I can't stand her. But I guess worst of all in that whole restaurant was the food. You know, at first, I ate this burrito. I'm not gonna say what the burrito was. I'm not gonna say the name of the burrito on the menu. But it was a pretty big burrito, and I ate that thing up, dude. I ate that burrito up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ate that shit up. Like, I had gotten back from work, and I had asked the cook, like, hey, like, can I get a burrito to go? And he's like, dude, sure. He's like, yeah. This cook is hella nice. He's actually the one who got caught in this storage area that we have with another female cook. He was cheating on his wife, who was pregnant at the time. He got caught in there with her. He got caught. And he made me the burrito, and I went home, and I demolished that burrito, dude. I fucking demolished it. This was before YouTube. I did YouTube. I think I started YouTube in October. So this was like during the summer of last year. I went home and tore that burrito up, dude. And I was like, dude, this is a delicious ass burrito. But you know, I would go back to work, and I was being sent, you know, part of my job was to go to our walk-in freezer and get some things out, you know, some salsa, and, you know, refill our pitchers with this, you know, salsa that we have in big containers. And, you know, after like a few days, I kind of started paying attention to detail of the stuff that's in there. You know, one of them being like rice, like a big bin of rice that's already cooked and all that, but it doesn't have a lid. And in the ceiling we have this vent, and it's just disgusting, and there's like dust all over it, and it's leaking water each time it rains, or anytime like water splashes on top of it, it leaks. So any water that's dripping down and touching all that dust, touching all that bacteria, it's dripping on the food. It's dripping on the food, and it's not covered by anything. There's no top on these covers, on these fucking metal, containers. The containers themselves were dirty and covered in like other food. And I have pictures and videos of all this disgusting looking food. I even have a picture and a video of raw meat next to cooked meat. Not even like, there's no lid on these containers. And it was just nasty, and I was just like, what the hell, what is this? And I felt disgusted because I ate that. I ate this food. The beans, it was like a bin of beans. And they were already cooked, but like they were just stored in there, and they didn't have a lid, and it looked like I'm about to throw up. But like I walked in and it had like a little puddle in the little bin of, in the big bin of beans. That's a fucking tongue twister. But and it had a puddle, and it was just bean water, like black beans, brown beans, like water. Like it looked like a little puddle in those beans. And that shit was nasty, dude. I don't want to eat that shit. And there was like trays of grease with potatoes, and there was rotten vegetables, rotten fruit that they used for the bar area, and it was disgusting, dude. I didn't like that shit. That shit made me sick, dude. And in the shed, like a little bit next to the damn walk-in freezer, we have an ice machine chest that's big as fuck, and it just makes ice and just drops all this ice. So you have to get this bucket, right? You gotta get this bucket, fill up the bucket, bring it inside the restaurant where we have an ice chest. That you get the ice, you put the ice into the cups, you get whatever drink that they want, like a soda, whatever, or you just fill up the aguas frescas. We have those. So you would pour it into like a bigger cup, aguas frescas, but like any water goes into the mason jars. So you would have to fill up the cup with the ice, and then pour in the water. The water is like from the sink, and the sink is disgusting too. That shit's nasty. And the ice did have flies in it because and debris. It had like trash and shit in there. I don't know how, and I really don't know how, but we would have flies trapped in these ice cubes in this damn ice machine, and we would have to, if you saw it, you immediately just scooped it out and threw it in the trash. But if you didn't see it and it managed to make its way to the ice chest, then it was too late, because no one was gonna notice it, and even I didn't notice it, because during the summer when there was a lot of flies out, I'd say about 3 times. I have 2 pictures of this, but about 3 times a week, you would scoop in ice into these cups and fill them with water. I took 2 pictures of a fly trapped in an ice cube in the water. And obviously, you're not gonna blame, being sitting outside in the patio area with like an opening. There's no walls around the patio area except for like the wall where there's the door and like this big window leading back into the main restaurant, and another one leading into the bar area. Obviously, people were just, if you really notice the ice cubes and notice that the fly was trapped in the ice cube, you would blame it on us because it was our problem, because these flies were getting trapped into this ice machine. You wouldn't really blame it on the flies that are coming in, even though we did have a lot and didn't have a solution for that other than vinegar, but that would just stink up the place even more. And everything was just stressful. It was just stressful, doing all that. And my sister's job wasn't easy either. She did say it was easy though. She said it was easy, but I can tell it wasn't that easy. What was fucked up though is that each time that no one picks up an order, because we had Door Dashers and shit like that. Each time someone wouldn't pick up an order, the cashiers get charged for that. So money gets taken from their paychecks because of that. So if someone doesn't pick up their meal and it just sits there, my sister would get charged for that, and I thought that was bullshit, and she even thought that was bullshit, and that's why she quit. Like eventually, she'd quit eventually. And also just the bullshit from the managers, and even me. I even quit because of the bullshit, and I just didn't want to be involved in all that. But the food was just nasty, and we had rats too. We had ants. I only saw one roach, and I did take a picture of it. I took a picture of this roach. Rats, I think we had 3. One of them in the patio area. I think on 2 separate occasions I did see these rats. After hours, like one time, a rat was crawling around inside the restaurant and out the door to the patio area, and one of our female coworkers screamed and stood up on top of the chair and grabbed, I don't know, some shit, and tried to hit the rat away. And everyone was like, what the hell, dude? Like, this was after hours. Like, everyone was just chilling, sitting around, waiting to get, their tips for the day, or just chilling. Whatever. We didn't have any more customers coming in. And we saw that big ass rat. It was a big ass rat. And there was just rat. I do have a picture of some rat traps inside the damn kitchen, because we did have 2 rat. I don't know if they're still there or not. I think they are still there. 2 rats inside the kitchen. It's just nasty, dude. I did see one rat in the kitchen. Like, I think on some nights after we closed, the cooks and even the dishwasher were chasing this damn rat to kill it. And on another time they did that, but while some customers were inside. I don't know if they were inside the restaurant. I think they were outside in the patio area. It's just nasty, dude. It just makes me disgusted. It makes me want to throw up again, just thinking about all this stuff, dude. Because it's gross, dude. Imagine a rat. Imagine seeing a rat. Imagine seeing a rat in a restaurant, in the kitchen, dude. It was just terrible, dude. The summer was terrible too, because there was no AC. We had to use fans. You gotta plug in some fans and put it on, like, yeah. So you gotta use fans. We did have ceiling fans inside the restaurant. In the bar, we did have AC. Those fuckers got lucky. In the cold, we had heaters. There were like the fire heaters where you had to use propane. We had like 5 of those. You had to put in propane and attach it through like this tube, and like fire. It was really nice. It was really beautiful. Like fire would come out and shit that would warm up the place or the area. It didn't warm up the place, dude. It kind of did, but it didn't, because you still felt a little cold because it was a little windy. And each time it rained, it would leak a little. And it was just awful. And in my last 3 months working there, I think I got switched from working in the inside of the restaurant to working in the bar. And on my first day, I actually got this cut. It's a lot smaller on camera, but in person it's pretty big. It looks like a hook if you look at it closely. The quality is gonna be terrible, so I doubt anyone's gonna notice it, because I don't know, my YouTube quality is just terrible. I don't know if it's my camera or not. I think I need a new phone. But yeah, I got cut on my first day, and I had to put a gauze, and I had to clean it up, put a gauze, and put a glove on, and go back to work. And then after work, I drove home and cleaned it up a little more. I have a picture of what it looked like a day after, and I kept it to scare all my coworkers, because they don't like that. They don't like cuts and shit like that, deep cuts. They don't like looking at all that. And in my last 2 months, I had to train at least 5 people. I had to train 5 people, and 4 of them were like teenagers in high school. And it's just, I don't know, there's something about that. I just don't like training them, because they're not willing to work. Like, I remember when I trained two girls, like, they were trying to do some sort of program for their school where they had to get 24 hours of work experience. And, they showed up to the restaurant, got the job. They were just going to be there for 24 hours. And they were really lazy. Really lazy. And one of them was rude. She would kind of like toss chips and salsa on the table where the customers are, and that's rude. Imagine someone tossing something onto your table instead of setting it down. Imagine like you were just sitting there and this girl comes and just tosses your chips and salsa onto the table like that, and the salsa kind of gets on the table and the chip goes flying. That's not professional. And even with the cups of water, she would just go like that. She would kind of like just not toss it, but kind of just like set it down and then walk away. That's rude. That's just rude and childish. And I don't like that shit. I don't like training them because they're hard to work with. And I don't like working with teenagers, except for one. One guy was like 15, and even his friend was 15 too. They were like in high school, like freshman year of high school. The other one wasn't really that social compared to the other one, and he eventually like quit after a bit, after like a month, I'd say. The other one stayed. I don't know if he's still there or not, but he did stay. He was there when I left. I don't know if he's there still. And I did train some 29-year-old. I'm 19, and this guy was like 10 years older than me. It was really cool. He was from Ecuador, like the rest of those people. I don't think I should have said that. It's a Mexican restaurant, but there were some people from Ecuador working there. But I feel like I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, he was really cool. He was from Ecuador, and he had his girlfriend at home. In his country, he had a car. He had a brand new Kia in his country, and he was renting a room near the restaurant. And sometimes I'd give him a ride home, because me and him were like pretty cool. We became friends, and I have his WhatsApp number. And we would text from here and there or whatever. Oh man. So we have this food runner. He's pretty cool. He's cool. He's cool. But at one point he smacked the ass of one of the cashiers and said, "When am I getting a piece of that?" And the guy has a girlfriend, and that cashier told my sister and some other cashiers about it. She didn't tell the manager. I don't know why. And he was telling her, like, "Since you're a virgin, can I be first?" And she's like, "You have a girlfriend, dude." And he's like, "What does that have to do with anything?" And I was like, fuck. I was like, what the fuck? Oh man. It was just some nasty shit at that restaurant. And the guy that trained me, he would get harassed too by one of the cooks that works the morning shift. He got his ass grabbed by this guy was like the person that trained me was younger than me, so he was like a minor at the time, and the person that grabbed his ass was a grown ass man, like 30 years old, because apparently they were playing around and shit, fucking around, just not like that. I'm talking about like just messing around and shit. But he took it too far and grabbed his ass, and he got fired for that. And everything, all the stuff in that restaurant was just hectic. I don't want to be a part of it. So I had put in my 2 weeks because I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. I had felt guilty, actually. I felt guilty that I was lying to the customers about the food quality. I felt guilty, and there was like times where I would get paid by the customers themselves. I'd be like, "Hey, they'd be like, hey, like, hey, come here real quick. I want to give you something real quick. And they would slip me a $20 bill. And I'd be like, dude, that's really cool, but I just go home and feel guilty. I feel bad because I just lied to these people about the food quality, and I didn't like that, dude. I didn't like going home and I just took money from a person that believes that this food is good, because, oh man, I didn't like that. So that's kind of why I put in my 2 weeks, because I hated lying to these customers. I just hated it. You feel guilty that you're lying to, these people. Some people, most of the people that went there were rich white people. There were rich Mexicans. Like this, I worked in the city. Fuck, I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't have said that. I work in this, I worked in this place where it was just filled with a bunch of rich white people and rich Mexicans. But I don't really consider them Mexicans. They're more like whitewashed Mexicans. So we're just gonna call them white people, since they want to be that so bad. And they would take pictures of the food and say that they know the owner, but obviously everyone knows the damn owner because he's cool with it. Everyone that eats there, he'll like show up from time to time, and I don't know. I just didn't like it. I was also being demanded to do stuff that I was already doing the entire time that I was there by the male manager, the guy, the bald headed dude. He was also kind of fat, and I kind of tap him on his stomach, like, damn, dude, when's the due date? And he would laugh, dude. But I was being serious, dude. I fucking hated that guy, and I hope he gets fired soon. And I just didn't like that job because I was being told what to do when I already knew what to do, and I was already doing it. So I was gonna be didn't make much of a difference. And I even got mad at that guy at one point where I even just walked out of the restaurant. And I told my manager about it. She's like, I'll handle it. And she handled it because he got demoted. He didn't get fired, he got demoted. Someone else took his position who was even worse. Like, he can't, but he's cool too, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, and that's it about my last 2 weeks there. It was stressful for the rest of everyone, the rest of my coworkers, because I had put in so much effort and work into this job where I had kind of like, I don't know how to explain this. You kind of just made everyone feel used to you, because you would come in every day and change the mood of everyone. Like, everyone would be like, damn, this is so hard. And then you'd come in and everyone was like, oh, he's here, this is gonna be an easy day. It was like that, and I was always being dependent on because I was the best one there, which I didn't give a shit about. I didn't give a shit if I was better than the guy that trained me, because I was still being paid the same as him, minimum wage. January, we got an extra 50 cents. I didn't give a shit about being better than the guy that trained me. I didn't give a shit about him. It didn't make sense that I was being told, oh, you're a lot better than this guy. You're doing, you're this and that, and, you're a lot better. And even the manager was like, oh man, I should promote him. Even the damn owner is like, oh, he's so good. I didn't give a fuck. I was still being paid the same as everyone else. Why would I give a shit about that? So I was kind of mad about, I was mad about it, and I was like, I'm not gonna work for minimum wage here and put in all my effort here. So I put in my 2 weeks, and everyone was stressing out because they couldn't find a replacement for me. Even with the other two replacements that we kind of had, they weren't really as good. But I just told them to deal with it. With even Cinco de Mayo coming up, like 2 months later, because I quit in February 19th exactly. With even like Cinco de Mayo coming up, apparently it gets so hectic that everyone has to work that day. Everyone. You can't, that's the day everyone has to work, even if it's your day off. Everyone has to work Cinco de Mayo because it gets so stressful and so full and packed. And everyone was like, like, damn, can you at least come back Cinco de Mayo? And I was like, no, you guys can handle it. You guys can handle it. I'm out. But yeah, it was just stressful. There was a lot of sexual harassment, a lot of sex in the damn storage area. Yeah, sex. I'm not even surprised if some people had sex in the walk-in freezer next to the food that you'll eventually eat. I wouldn't be surprised. I bet they've done it there. And it's disgusting. And if I were you guys, I'd put in research into every place that you'd eat, because the food was kind of expensive too. It was expensive. For a Mexican restaurant, it was pretty expensive. I think one taco was $3. One taco, $3 for a damn taco. When you can just go to the taco trucks and they'll give you three for like a special. They'll give you 3 tacos for $2.50. That's a deal. That's a steal, and I take that any day of the week. Or even a taco for $1 is even a steal. Or sometimes some. I mean, with back in the day, a taco was like 50 cents to $1. 50 cents to $1. Now it's like $3, so it's expensive now. But yeah, that's it. Please put in research into the restaurants that you're gonna be eating at, because it's disgusting, dude. Like, we have Yelp reviews of people complaining that they got food poisoning. And it's not just one comment saying that they got food poisoning. It's probably like 20 people got food poisoning from our food. And people were just complaining about the staff and how mean they are. And they are mean. I'm not gonna lie, they are kind of mean at times. They're fake towards each other. You can just tell. Oh man. That mail manager, he's such a kiss ass towards the owner. The owner would come in and be like, he'd just be like, Hefe, you want this, Hefe? You want a soda, Hefe? You want a top? Oh my god, man, I got such a kiss ass. And I think he was even older than him, dude. He was like, the owner was like 45. That manager was like 50. But he was just such a kiss ass, dude. And apparently he's been doing that for years. And I don't know about you guys, but I do know about you guys. I know for a fact you guys want to kiss your boss's ass like that. Especially when you're not, getting paid any more than your other coworkers. I know you guys are not talking to your boss like that. Like, as a man, you're gonna be kissing your boss's ass like that, telling them like, you want a soda, you want to talk, I can go get you a taco, I can get you a soda, get him this, I'm not doing that shit. I'm a grown-ass man, and even that guy's a grown-ass man. I don't know why he's doing all that. He's not gonna get a promotion. He's not getting his promotion back. I don't know, it's just shit that just makes you mad. This video's going on for a long ass time. It's about 40 minutes, damn near. Just more of the story. Just be careful where you work. That was my last time working at that restaurant. It's my last time working at any restaurant from now on. It was my first time and my last time working at a restaurant. I'm not going back to restaurants, dude. I'm not doing it. You have to pay me like $200 an hour to go back to working in a restaurant, because I'm not doing it anymore. That shit was ass. Plus, I do remember one time in January where we had this meeting on this Monday morning. On one of my days off, we had this meeting in the morning where we talked about sexual harassment. And we talked about how... we just talked about sexual harassment. And then after the whole meeting with the sexual harassment and shit like that, we talked about our contracts for that year. And I was like, dude, I don't think I'm gonna stay here. I don't think I'm gonna stay for all of 2023, dude. I doubt it. I went through my contract and shit like that, and apparently we only get a 10 to 15 minute break for a 6-hour shift, which isn't bad because the job is super easy. But I don't know, that kind of doesn't seem that fair. I think it was for 8 hours. 7 or 8 hours. I don't even know. I think I still have that contract. I still have it, and it's somewhere over there. But I'm not gonna get it because I don't want to reveal the name of the restaurant because it's on it in all black. But yeah, that's about it. Another funny moment that did happen when I was there, like in that meeting, was when my manager tried to give an example of you know, like perks from screwing around with the manager. She's like, yeah, so if any of the managers is like, if you go out with me, I forgot what it was. She's like, an example of that is if I say to one of you guys, if you date me, I'll pay you $100 an hour. And the male cook was like, dude, no one's gonna show up, like kind of making fun of her that she's ugly. And me and the guy's stepson, because his stepson worked as a cook. That guy's younger than me, and he was a good cook. Like, it looked, all the food they was making looked good, but I knew it wasn't good, you know. But he was even, me and him were like fucking around. We were just joking. We're like, $100 is $100, dude. $100 is $100. I don't know about you guys, but $100 is, you know, $100. But yeah, that's about it, dude. I'd be careful where I eat if I were you guys. You know, but that's it. I just wanted to talk about this and talk about my experience at that restaurant, which it was hell. There's currently a situation going on between two of my former coworkers where one of them has a restraining order against the other. Back when I was getting picked up by my mom, she actually witnessed a verbal argument going on between the two of them, and she recorded it on video. And I think recently, like a month or so ago, the guy's brother, or the waitress's brother, was he used to work at the restaurant too. He was a bartender. He asked for the video from my sister because apparently she was putting the restraining order on the other bartender, female bartender, and of course she sent it to him. I watched it. It was funny. The female bartender was in the way of the waitress because she was trying to leave, but she kept trying to argue with her, so she got in front of the car. It was just funny, and I don't know the context of the things that are going on. And the guy that trained me is the son of the waitress that was in the car trying to leave the parking lot that night. And I don't know what's going on. I kind of wanted to ask him what was going on, but by then I had already left. You know, yeah, I had left. I didn't really think too much about it. I still kind of want to ask. I'm still kind of nosy about it, because it was just the situation that happened out of nowhere. And then now with this restraining order, I'm like, fuck. But yeah, dude, that's about it for this video. If you guys liked it, do whatever you guys want. I don't care. As long as you guys just take this lesson from this video to put in research where you eat, please do that. Please look at the reviews, read them. Please do it, dude, because don't end up like those people getting food poisoning, because food poisoning is not something to fuck around with. But yeah, dude, that's all I had to say. My mouth is dry. I need some water, so I'm gonna drink some in a bit. I have allergies too. Also, if you guys noticed that I haven't been uploading that much, it's because I've been lifting weights, and I even got myself a little journal just to keep track of everything that I eat, and you know, my workouts for every day. I keep track of those things. You know, I lift weights. I don't have a gym membership because, you know, I thought I'd buy a dumbbell and just work out here. I think this one's a 35. You know, and I've just been working out and shit as much as I can. You know, I work out throughout the day, every day. So like whenever I'm just bored, I lift weights. Whenever I'm waiting for a game to load on the monitor, I lift weights a bit. Whenever I'm just listening to music, I'll lift weights while listening to music. I'm on Instagram, I'm lifting weights, just lifting weights throughout the day, and it's been helping a lot. You know, I've been I've been noticing some changes. Also, my weight has been going down, you know, a bit. I this this journal has been helping me keep track of everything that I eat. So I do recommend it. You know, even if you're not like, you know, the exercise type where you don't want to go to the gym or anything like that, you can still do some exercises. I do definitely recommend the journal because it does help you keep track of everything that you eat and, you know, stuff like that. If you want to get in better shape, I definitely recommend it. I got this free trainer. He's not really, he's a trainer, but he gave me some advice. I met him through a comment section of all places, a comment section in an Instagram post of a meme. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Comment section, like, of a meme. Like, some person says some shit and then he commented under it, and in his profile picture it just shows him like buff and shit. And I was like, I replied to his comment like, let me get that workout routine. And then I think like an hour after I said that, he wrote back. He's like, DM me, my boy. So I DM'd him, and then we got to talking, and then he gave me some advice, and I've just been taking it, and it's been helping a lot. I feel better. I feel a bit better. I still have allergies. I don't know if I'm sick or not. I haven't really. I cough a little, but I think it's just allergies and stuff like that. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'll get over it soon. But yeah, that's just it about this video. Don't mind him, like I said. Don't mind him. It's actually a banana duck. So just don't mind him. I got it for my girlfriend. She's so, you know, she told me to keep it here. So I said, cool, I'll just keep it here then. Whatever. I got some foam pad too. I've been making a little bit of changes. I am putting money to the side for like a better PC setup. And I think I'll probably buy one on Cyber Monday when prices are low. I'll probably head down to Costco and buy one there. Or I'll see, dude. I'll check out the prices when Cyber Monday rolls around. But I've been putting money to the side for that. You know, the monitor's free. I got that thing for free. You guys already know the story time for that video. Where I talked about, you know, my setup and how I got some things for free. I got the monitor, keyboard, mouse for free. I think all I paid was like $15 for adapter connections just to be able to play PS4 on the monitor. And just check out that video. It's not too far from where I'm gonna be uploading this video. I think in the future, if I do upload more videos and people want to watch that video, I'll leave you know, a link to that description in the future. But for now, it's not that far. But I bought this because it does kind of cancel out some noise. There's some in front of me too. I do have my words, which I will be taking off because I don't really give a shit about those. And I think I'll just be putting more of these everywhere. I want to buy more comic books and put them over my walls because for now it's just awards. Oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I feel like I shouldn't. It's okay, it's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's it for this video. 50 minutes. Anyways, that's it. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.